This is Shravan from the Electrical and Electronics Department of PhD Institute of Technology and Applied Research, Coimbatore. We have developed a digital twin under the category Smart Missions, and our project title is Smart Drainage, Effluent and Sewage Pumping System. So this is the PhD iTech 2 team with me, and now my teammates will introduce themselves.
I'm Anirudh PS from Electronics and Communication Engineering.
I'm Rahul AS from Mechanical Engineering.
I am Ram Prakash from Computer Science.
Induction motors are the workhorse of the industry. Our project, Smart Drainage, Effluent and Sewage Pumping System, aims at prolonging the life and eventually decreasing downtime of ordinary induction motors by incorporating various predictive and learning algorithms which would increase the lifetime of the installation, and also the bearings, which are prone to various electrical, mechanical and environmental stresses, thus making the ordinary machine an induction motor to a smart machine. Our twin, in addition to being an exact replica of the physical real-time system, also interacts with the cloud and provides necessary actuations like providing alert messages, early warnings and alarms, which achieves the objective of making the machine smart.
A digital energy meter and a variable frequency drive is coupled to the pump set. The variable frequency drive is used to alter the speed of the motor as per our requirements by changing the voltage to frequency ratio. The energy meter is used to measure various electrical parameters such as line voltage, line current, harmonic distortion, etc. The digital twin of our pumping system is present in the laptop. The digital twin is modeled using MATLAB and Simulink softwares. The prime mover of the pump set which we are using is a 3-phase squirrel cage induction motor, which is coupled to a centrifugal pump. The rating of the pump is 1 HP. The pump set is retrofitted with various sensors such as the MLX 906.4, which is used to measure the stator winding temperature. The MLX is a non-contact sensor. Its IR probe is placed facing the stator winding so that the temperature of stator winding could be obtained without any direct contact. The second sensor is ADXL 345, which is a triaxial accelerometer, and it is used to measure vibrations along all the 3 axes. This sensor is placed directly above the bearing to obtain reliable vibration data. The third sensor is an inductive type proximity sensor, which is used to measure the speed of the rotor shaft, and it is placed close to the rotor shaft. The fourth sensor is DHT11, which is a contact type temperature sensor, and it is used to measure the ambient temperature.
Start and stop buttons are connected to dedicated GPIO pins on the Raspberry Pi. When the start button is pressed, the message of start gets displayed on the shell, which in turn starts executing the digital twin. This demonstrates the parallel operation of the physical system along with the twin. So when the start button is pressed, the MATLAB Simulink file, which is the digital twin, starts executing, and the message of motor started gets displayed in the command window.
The remaining installation life of the stator winding is estimated based on the consolidated equations obtained from Arrhenius plots and Monsignor rule. This estimation requires 2 parameters to be measured. One is the ambient temperature and the other one is the loading condition. The ambient temperature is measured using a DHT-LAMP sensor, which is interfaced using Raspberry Pi. This sensor collects the ambient temperature data in real time and sends it to cloud for further installation analysis.
Here comes the cloud part. We take the energy meter reading using Modbus protocol to the MATLAB. From the MATLAB, we send the load data to the cloud using the think-speak-write function. The address here refers to the serial register of address of the energy meter. The count in the code refers to the serial register length of the energy meter. So when we run this code, the output is generated. Here there are 3 values, the current A, current B and current C, from which the maximum value is sent as load to the cloud.
These are the various channels we are using for this model. The cloud platform we are using for this model is ThinkSpeak. I have just taken the plots of the channel and displayed it in a separate web page. So the load data uploaded to the cloud is displayed here. Using the load data, we have calculated the insulation life of the motor in the cloud using a MATLAB analysis. So here is the code. The class, this array refers to the various maximum temperature rise that can be withstood by the various classes of motor. Basically there are 4 types of classes: A, B, F and H. We have used the class B motor. HIC refers to the halving interval. We have calculated the loss factor using this formula. The torque is calculated as the average of last 10 points of the load. This part of the code is used to remove NAND from the load if there is any NAND. So I'm coming down. The time period refers to the current load duty time, and the base load time is 24 hours. We have calculated based on the daily basis. So here comes the main part. We have arrived at this equation by using curve fitting in MATLAB. So this is the equation for that, from which we have calculated the remaining useful lifetime of the insulation. We run this. The expected life in years is 0.452. This case return to the insulation life channel. So the remaining useful time gets reflected in the insulation life channel. We have predicted the status of the motor from vibration data using convolution neural network. So what we have done is, we took the vibration data, took the continuous wavelet transform for the vibration and converted into an RGB image and fed it to a convolution neural network, which is basically an image classification neural network. What it does, it classifies the data into good or bad, which gives the status of the motor. So here is the code for that. We have created the image data store for storing the RGB images. This part of the code generates the RGB images. Train network is used for training our neural network. So we have divided the data into two groups. 80% of the data is used for validation, training the neural network, and 20% we have used for validation. The accuracy of the neural network comes around 92.82%. This part of the code is used for live testing of the motor. These are the various layers used in the CNN. We have 144 layers here. So majority of the layer are the inception layer, max pooling layer, reloop layers, and we have added 4 new layers: dropout layer, fully connected layer, and a softmax layer, and a class output layer. So the dropout layer basically acts as an regularization parameter. It prevents overfitting of data. The fully connected layer produces a 2x1 vector, which is fed into the softmax layer. The softmax layer calculates the probability, and the class output layer finds the maximum probability and matches with the corresponding label.
The customer requirements were identified based on a survey taken from local industry. Based on the survey, it was identified that continuous monitoring of vibration in the pumping system was required, and also continuous monitoring of insulation temperature was also required. Monitoring of standard electrical parameters such as voltage, current, frequency and harmonic distortions, along with the above set parameters, are possible only with retrofittings. This was the conclusion made from our survey. The approximate cost which is to be spent for the retrofittings are shown on the screen. Our proposed solution meets up to the standards of Industry 4.0. Another key benefit of our system is that it provides centralized and parallel processing of all the parameters. We've also incorporated the latest cloud computing and Internet of Things technology. Thus, our proposed solution, the Smart Drainage, Effluent and Sewage Pumping System, aims at providing better reliability by providing proactive management of all the data. Thus, better product reliability results in increased uptime and lower maintenance costs, thus creating added customer value.